Hello, my name is Marvin Oxenham. I'm recording this video from Italy in March 2020. Italy now being the third country in the world in terms of established cases of COVID-19. A lot is being said about COVID-19 and I will not rehearse any of that as I am not an expert. So I will not talk about the causes, how the virus spreads, prevention, cure, media exaggeration, conspiracy theories, financial concerns, and so on. The global situation is evolving continually anyway, and anything I say will quickly be outdated. Nor will I give a generic theological commentary on the situation. Here too, much is being said, some of which, quite frankly, I find disturbing, such as glib quotations of Psalm 91, promising that the Lord will protect the faithful from pestilence, or those that are calling for end-of-the-world prophecies or references to God's judgment. Now, there are others who theologically have offered more balanced suggestions on how we might respond pastorally and missiologically, and surely there's much to reflect on. Topics such as the reality of the fall, the ongoing presence of evil and suffering in the world, and how we respond to that theologically. Topics like common grace are also of relevance as we are seeing the manifest evidence of great efforts of medicine and science as gifts of God in defending us against this virus. But also topics such as human solidarity and community as mechanisms for social survival in times of crisis. Much of this is beyond most of us. What is within reach, however, of each of us is our own character and what kind of people we will choose to be as we face the COVID-19 outbreak. So let me offer a few thoughts on how the four cardinal virtues of prudence, courage, justice, and temperance should be seen in our character in a time such as this. Let me start with prudence. This is the virtue that helps us understand what virtues are needed to meet the unpredictable circumstances of life. In this sense, it is a meta-virtue. Each life venture is different and needs appropriate virtues. So in times of the COVID-19 outbreak, we will likely need to deploy virtues that we've not deployed before, as well as discern new areas of application of virtues that already are part of our character. What do wisdom and virtue look like as we live these novel circumstances? Surely, we need to be on guard against some of the vices that oppose the virtue of prudence. For example, we need to avoid cleverness as that which gives the appearance of wisdom. We know it all, but really has no substance. We also need to avoid oversimplicity, which is happy for quick, superficial solutions based on hearsay, what we read on social media, or on our own personal opinion. In brief, we need to learn to measure our words as we digest all of the information and the developments of the COVID-19 outbreak. Let us not pretend to know what we don't know. And also, let's not offer easy answers to complex issues. And at the same time, prudence also calls us to be on guard and not to fall into negligence, which gives up on seeking the best in every situation. Secondly, what about courage, the second cardinal virtue? This has to do with how we face our fears. At the moment, there are many questions about COVID-19 that have no answers. And as the contagion and death toll rise, fear is the natural feeling. Now here virtue tells us that we must tame the will to do what is good in the face of our legitimate fears. That is what courage is. Fear should not control us, but at the same time, courage is not fearlessness. We do need to rightfully fear the things that are fearful and take on necessary precautions without becoming imprudent or reckless. We come to the third cardinal virtue of justice. The COVID-19 outbreak gives us an opportunity to practice respect of everyone's rights without distinction or rank of position. That's justice. In particular, we need to guard against xenophobia and a generalized racial and geographic discrimination. Now, although there may be particular reasons to suggest caution and situations that do call for quarantine and containment, in general, we should treat our fellow human beings always as equals and not as threats to our own well-being. Justice also has to do with respecting the law. And as responsible citizens, we should respect the new laws that our governments are producing as they try to protect the general population against this new virus. So, for example, if a law is passed that forbids having public meetings, including religious meetings, we practice the virtue of justice and civility in taking these laws very seriously. So we come at last to temperance, also known as moderation or self-control. In times of COVID-19, what does it mean to tame our impulses toward excess and govern ourselves by reason? It can mean many things, but basically it has to do with avoiding excesses. So let's not over-panic, but also let's not underestimate. Let's not talk obsessively about the latest statistics, but also let's not avoid talking about what is happening altogether. Also, for example, when we are inconvenienced by what is happening, and this will happen, let us not be angry, but temperate. And even if others are rushing to empty the shelves of supermarkets, canceling all international travel, gossiping about conspiracy theories, uncritically sharing and liking every post in their social media, and staying out of Chinese and Italian restaurants, let us practice temperance and remain reasonable. So yes, a virus is with us, and we do not know how long it will stay, nor how things will evolve in the coming months. But although life is not predictable, character is controllable. So together, as the virus is with us, let virtue be with us. That is what will truly last. And hopefully, our virtues will also be contagious. As the wisdom of Solomon reminds us, and I conclude, immortality is in the memory of virtue, because it is recognized both before God and before men. When it is present, people imitate it.